Hey, welcome to Soundscape. We're back for season 2, and our first guests are folk trio Lighter Than Arrows.
There is freedom in the failings where I lay my burdens down. My heresy lies deep within me. I will forego all my crowns. Oh, you can find me in the lovely sogginess of sin. Oh, could we burn these countless bridges as we conquer all our kin? Expectations of salvation, hungry mouths gape at the cave. Clear is easy, we don't want trouble. Ignorance makes us all slaves. Oh, could this come to pass? I'm a lost cause, compromising flaws. Oh, has this burned so fast? My coal washed out, I'm a choosy sell out. I choose the names of them, keep your hands stance, or do the sinners dance? We choose the names we learn. I choose lonely, I choose lonely. Am I the only one for my apologies? Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Am I the only one for my apologies? Oh, 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 oh. Am I the only one for my apologies? Oh, 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 oh. Am I the only one for my apologies? Oh, 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 choose the names of them, keep your hands stance, or do the sinners dance? We choose the names we learn. I choose lonely, I choose lonely.
That's great. So we got Sarah, Clayton, and Pete. Beautiful music you guys make. How did you guys come together and meet?
Clayton and I are in another local band called the Wellington Folk that have been together quite a while, and we started Lighter Than Arrows as a side project. And then Pete and I worked together for a bit, and he mentioned he played violin. So I thought, it's a folk duo, why not add some violin? So I took the liberty of inviting him to join us without asking Clayton, and Clayton was quite worried that Pete would suck. And we'd have to sit through this practice and awkwardly tell this guy, you know, that he wasn't welcome back.
Wow,
but luckily,
that's dark.
luckily it was love at first sight, and Pete joined us right after that day.
It sounds beautiful the way you integrate your violin with the two guitars. How does your songwriting process work? You've got some beautiful original songs. Where do they come from?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think they come from a lot of different places. A lot of it is storytelling. Some of it is personal experience woven with elements of other stories or biographies that I've heard. Typically, I'll write the lyrics and the melodies and then bring it to them, and we sort of infuse it with the Lighter Than Arrows style. Clayton also writes for the band.
Yeah, we actually got a couple new songs that
Yeah, hopefully on the next
you,
EP.
yeah, for sure. Clayton's brought to the table. So now next is my turn to.
Pete's gonna write one soon.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been watching a lot of Sesame Street though, so we're not sure what kind of music
Some
he'll be
common
bringing to the
themes coming
table.
from that. I have a kid. Lot of Sesame Street.
It'll fit well on Shaw. We're a family-oriented network.
Okay.
And so come on back with those songs.
Perfect.
Come, let us walk, have our feet melt into sand and watch the water breathe. Oh, as the clouds weave round and tell the tall tales, we dream peacefully. Oh, we can taste lust and revelation as we live routine faith. Oh, could we see a quiet revolution if we lost track of days? Places we go, places we've been, places we love, places we dream. The heaving chest of the dirt where our feet dance, we sing to the trees. Oh, as we sink and swim and run and find our love in the great mystery. Oh, as she weaves away up around my spine, spinning keeps me quiet. Oh, we can run 10,000 miles. Distance can't heal violence. Places we go, places we've been, places we love, places we dream. And who are we to tell the sun when to set? And who are we to think we've moved past regret? And who are we to bring the oceans to calm? And who are we to think we have mastered love? Places we go, places we've been, places we love, places we dream.
Your new EP, it's brand new. It's called The Quiet Revolution. What was it like bringing the songs together and putting them together on this collection of songs?
It was hard to choose because our debut album is just an EP, so we knew we only wanted to do 4 or 5 songs, and yet we have a repertoire that's actually much bigger than that. But we tried to sort of stick to a theme, sort of songs around thinking about how things could be different, sort of the process that we go through of being okay with where we are now, but always thinking about where we want to go or where we should have gone. And a lot of these songs are around that theme, sort of hope for the future and yeah.
That's a good theme to have now, and I guess that the name Revolution, it sort of implies that there's going to be some sort of change. You recorded it at Evergreen Sound?
Yeah, Evergreen Sound in Northwest Calgary.
How did you find, and that was a guy named Mark Conroy?
Mark Troyer.
Mark Troyer?
Yeah, Mark's great. The Wellington Folk actually worked with Mark and really enjoyed the process. And so when it came time to do this project, we thought he'd be good to work with. I don't know if you have a different...
And he was, yeah. It was great.
It was sweet.
Do you do a lot of your recording live all at once, or are you tracking separately?
We tracked separately for most of this album, actually. I think we'd try live off the floor at some point, but for this album, we just did part by part.
Okay. In your music video for The Quiet Revolution, you are out in a abandoned building, looks like a church. How did that come about?
I'll let Pete take that one, yeah.
Yeah, I have a buddy called Ryan Bowman of Ryan Bowman Film, and we felt like making a music video together. I thought we'd just go on a road trip. We're looking around sort of some of the rural towns around Calgary, and Drumheller kind of popped at us at that point. And we were kind of originally going out to look for an abandoned building of some variety, but then we came across this incredible, beautiful church, and just as dusk was approaching, we got some shots, and it was a real experience for us, I think. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Sound was incredible in the acoustics, yeah.
You do have a way of making your instruments sound so well together, just in a great environment. So today, what sort of energy are you bringing to our new set here? It feels sort of cozy. We've changed it up a bit, kind of made it like a little cozy couch living room. So what are you going to bring to the show today?
Well, I think, this environment really suits our sound. Most of our practices are spent on a couch in one of our living rooms, which is great. So I think we feel really at home here. And I think a lot of the songwriting that we bring to the table is really like a dialogue, like a conversation you'll hear in the songs. So a setting like this is actually really representative of sort of what our music is doing, which is great.
That's awesome. Well, let's wait no further. Let's listen to some Lighter Than Arrows.
Oh, my child, where have you been sleeping? Oh, my child, why have you not been dreaming? Oh, heavy load, why have you not surrendered? Oh, heavy sighs from the damages rendered. Hey, slow rise down, you're too fast. We cannot get hold of you. Keep your hold. We will fight to make this better.
That was beautiful music. Thank you so much for playing that for us. So, Lighter Than Arrows, where did that name come from?
Actually, we stole it. I have a 5-year-old son, and he was fascinated by the fact that Sarah and I were in a band. And so he would always make up bands with his friends and always come up with different names. It started with the Wellington Folk, and then one day he told me that his band's name was Lighter Than Arrows. And so I asked him if we could use it for ours. Yeah, I thought it was clever. I don't really know exactly where it came from.
At first, it was Heavier Than Arrows.
All right.
He called it Heavier Than Arrows, and then he changed it to Lighter Than Arrows. We liked
Can't
that.
have the exact same band name.
No, yeah.
Children are so full of creativity. How old were you each when you started playing your instruments?
I started on piano probably around 5 or 6, yeah.
Then you switched to guitar?
Not until late high school or college, and then singing even later than that, yeah.
Yeah. I was about the same. Like I played the flute in high school actually, and then switched to
Did you?
guitar
I
in
didn't
grade
know.
12.
You didn't know he played flute? Oh, you should hear him
Were
play.
you in
Next
like
EP,
a
yes.
Beautiful.
marching band or something?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I didn't even know that. We'll need to get some picture evidence of that, obviously. but-
Didn't you wonder why
Sweet.
there was a flute?
Hey,
lying
I was
around?
also like an orchestra boy as well. So yeah, there's some embarrassing photos that my mum has kind of kept.
And you just kept a violin with you all these years? Or did you pick one up, you went and purchased one as soon as you joined the band?
No, that would be a big step. But no, I've had one for a long time. Yeah, classical upbringing, and then switched. Kind of went away from violin when it became less cool in my mid-teens, and then now.
Did you pick up flute?
So trendy.
Never went there.
Yeah, good call.
Fortunately so. But now, it's kind of gone over into some folky type vibes, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, the thing about folk music is it's been really popular in the mainstream for the past, say, 10 years or so, but it doesn't really fall under the category of rock or country. And have you had any struggles with that, trying to find an audience as a folk band these days, or do you feel like people are generally open to folk music who you wouldn't necessarily think as a folk type person?
In my experience, there's sort of two types of listeners. You know, there's people who are really into the mainstream and may not be quite as interested, but then there's people who really value, lyrics, melodies, the effort that goes into original music, regardless of genre. And I think that we do well with people that really look for that.
In your songwriting, I've noticed there's a lot of imagery of water, like there's Salt Spring Island, water washing on your feet in the sand. Where does that come from? Because, I mean, for the people out there, we're in the prairies. There's not too much water out here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I grew up in Ontario, so I was around water a lot. And then I had a trip to Salt Spring Island that was pretty influential in some of my writing for a while. So I spent a lot of time near the ocean. And so I think, the ocean and bodies of water are just such vast areas that give you time to think, and typically they're thought of as a place to go and rest and sort of reflect. And so I think a lot of the imagery of the water is about that sort of cleansing opportunity for reflection in life.
I've always kind of thought that there's some unknown connection between music and water, because if you think about like the Maritimes, music is just booming out there, and it's the same with the West Coast. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Quiet Revolution and how music can make a big statement, especially folk music in the past. But if there was a quiet revolution, a revolution that was completely silent, would you hold up a sign, and if so, what would it say?
It's a great question. I mean, the whole concept of quiet revolution to me is people are hungry for change, people are feeling restless. But, when we think of revolution, we often think of something violent or loud. And so the whole concept of quiet revolution is making changes as individuals and as communities that are grassroots, So I think my sign would say, join the movement, or even something as simple as love more. I think, the concept is more about just making small, impactful changes.
What about you, Clayton?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd put something in particular on the sign. I think everyone deep down knows that things need to change, and it's not anything in particular. I think if you just kind of follow your heart and do what you think is right, that you'll make the change that needs to come.
How about you, Pete?
I got no idea.
No sign, just silence.
Yeah, the quiet
blank
revolution,
poster.
blank sign. Yeah.
Well-
I guess because it's quiet, we're not like out there with signs
Signs.
as
Yeah,
such.
that's-
It's
yeah.
like more community type vibe. So yeah.
Well, I'm really happy that you guys have put together this EP. This is just a little mock-up of what the people out there are gonna be seeing. And so I hope that people enjoy your music. Maybe we'll listen to a bit more before we go. And again, this is Lighter Than Arrows.
She said you should slow down. You're always running round. Listen to the sound that he makes for you. Hear the earth symphony. Oh, divine synchronicity. Oh, the love we shared, like a tidal wave, washing back and forth in the sacred space. Oh, I watch the lotus bloom as I was tangled up in you. I approach your space. She said, hold on, wait. Patience, baby.